more Alan Wake time. Last time we finished up chapter 1, or episode 1. Can't remember if it's chapters or episodes. So it's it's an episodic game, so it's Twilight Zone-y. Next week, Alan Wake. She's Remedy. Possibly have you sound any louder. Continue the game, yes.
Previously on Alan Wake. I came to Bright Falls with my wife, Alice.
Thank you for coming here with me. I thought maybe you could write here.
I don't want to hear it! God damn it, Alice!
Now, she's missing.
Alice? Alice?
I woke up behind the wheel of a crashed car. I'm missing a week. I was attacked by shadowy men straight from a nightmare. The sheriff took me to the lake Alice and I had stayed at, but the cabin had disappeared.
3 years ago. Or flashback. She's Alan. How about you actually hold that bag instead of... Oh, sir, stick it right on top of the camera.
Honey, I'm home.
Back here, sweetie. How was it?
Worst weather I've ever seen.
You should put some coffee on. It'll warm you up.
Hey, handsome. This is gonna be a long night, but these shots are turning out great.
I guess you're gonna need that coffee then. I'll go put it on.
Oh, oops. Well, you have a thermos. Why didn't you use your thermos of coffee? Sheesh. People. Nope. Nope. She's a photographer with film. Is that her dark room? And you wouldn't hang prints up to dry in front of a winter. Huh? Living room. Hey, you got a pretty nice apartment. But it is blowy as all get out there. Switch on the coffee maker. Yes, sir. I am doing that. Sheesh.
Coffee's on.
Oh, that was the
Great.
blunder.
Thanks. I'll need it if I'm gonna finish this by tomorrow.
Those are very strange refrigerators you have there, Alan. Very strange.
Oh, hey, I just finished those cover mock-ups. They're on your desk. Tell me what you think.
No kidding. I didn't think you'd get them done this quickly.
On occasion, I can perform all sorts of miracles, my dear.
Oh, really?
Well, you seemed to think so last night.
Ooh, kinky. Nice triptych. His study. And really,
These look really good.
Oh, sure, until Barry gets his hands on them. Which, by the way, will happen over my dead body. The last time was the last time. Oh, and speaking of Barry, he called.
uh-oh.
Alan! Alan, please check the fuse box.
I'm right here. I'm on it, honey.
Please hurry.
I'm right here, baby.
I'm fine. Just get the lights back on. Now, please.
Honey, it's a power outage. I've got the flashlight.
Okay. Hi.
You okay?
I'm sorry. It just really spooked me.
Don't worry. We'll just break out the candles.
If she's that phobic
I know
about the
it's
dark,
stupid, but it's just... Especially when I'm not prepared for it, you know? It gets to me.
she would have a flashlight in every
love you.
room.
Tell me a story, writer.
Okay. I used to have these nightmares when I was a kid. The dark really spooked me, too. When it got really bad, my mom gave me this old light switch. She called it the clicker.
The clicker, huh?
Yeah.
Click
if I ever
on.
got scared of the dark, I
Click
could just
off.
flip the switch and a magic
Click
light would
on,
scare
click
the
off
monsters
the
away.
clicker.
Oh, sure.
Here it is.
Alan.
Maybe it'll help you, too.
Yeah, nice story, writer boy. You made that up right now, didn't you?
No. Seriously.
I love you, even if you are a liar. Thanks for this.
All the candles blow out. She disappears, and we're back in the manor. She's very strange. Bright Falls, the present day.
How do you feel, Mr. Wake? Any nausea, disorientation, anything like that? Mr. Wake, how are you feeling?
I'm okay. My head's fine. I had to lie about my headache and memory loss. He'd send me to a hospital for tests. I couldn't leave without Alice.
Very well. I don't think you have a concussion, but you've obviously
I
been
think he
through quite
does.
a shock. You should take it easy for a couple of days.
Thanks.
Well then, Mr. Wake, we're done here. If the pain gets any worse or you experience any other symptoms, you should come see me. I'll let you get on with it then. Sarah, Sheriff Breaker, is waiting for you. She's very good at her job. I'm sure she can locate your wife in no time.
Doc Nelson was the image of a small-town doctor. Sheriff Breaker had called him to the station to take a look at the cut in my head.
Oh, F5. There was a new story. The sudden. The pages are episode dependent.
It's true what they say about the fall and the sudden stop at the end. I'd lain here in the snow while the lurid chain of scenes that had led me here kept playing in my head. A rerun of my own private snuff movie. A memory of my corpse. Alone at my own wake. Thinking in metaphors again. The femme fatale was gone. Only a sour taste remained of the kiss that killed me.
Okay.
This was a late goodbye. 13 years after I'd gotten my revenge, it had finally caught up with me. It had been a long time to bear the pain. My blood painted the snow red. A gruesome slushy dissolved all the scattered painkillers and leisurely dripped down to the sewer, mingling with the bile of the city, becoming one with it. I can see them now, my wife and my baby. Honey, I'm home.
Well, this is a depressing chapter. Story that is. Pretty big sheriff station for a small town. Oops.
Thank you for testing the lights, Miss Weaver. Everything seems to be fine.
I don't have the luxury of being complacent, Deputy Grant. The bulbs will need changing soon. You can't change them in the dark.
I'll be sure to take care of it, Miss Weaver. Have a nice day now.
Very good. I'll come back later on to remind you, just in case.
Mr. Wake, the sheriff is waiting for you in her office down the corridor. That was Cynthia Weaver. I guess you can call her the town eccentric. She used to be the editor of the local newspaper, but she's focused on, other things these days.
She'd fit right in where I come from.
As you can see, she's a little obsessed with maintaining the light bulbs of the whole town, refuses to step on shadows, things like that.
Sounds like a smart lady to me. All the crazy shit that's going down in this town. Sheriff's office. Missing. Whoops. Richard Bob, Bruce Densky, Jacob Miller on a camping trip over to haven't been in contact. If you can see them or know their whereabouts, please call 555-9932. No area code. Have you seen this man? A lot of missing people. Weird layout for a building. Reserved for town employees. Yeah, this is the sheriff's station. Where's the holding cells?
Come in, Mr. Wake. Your phone's on the desk. The battery was dead. It's charged now.
Have you started looking for my wife yet?
My men are already on it. Now, can you tell me what happened?
I'm not sure. I can't remember. We were arguing. I walked out of the cabin.
The cabin on Cauldron Lake?
How did you end up at Stucky's gas station?
I wanted to tell her what had happened last night, but I couldn't. She'd locked me up. Excuse me, I need to take this. Hello?
Alice, please help me.
Alice?
Stop talking to the law. You'll do exactly what I say if you ever want to see your wife again.
Who is this?
Go to the back lot. There's a hole in the fence on the left. Look inside the junker. I left a little something there to convince you we're all on the same page here. After you ditch the cops, you're gonna meet me in Elderwood National Park. There's a spot called Lover's Peak. Midnight. Don't do nothing stupid, pal. We're watching you.
Mr. Wake, can I help you with anything?
I couldn't go anywhere yet. I had to play along with the caller. Alice's life was at stake. I need to get some air. The sheriff said I could go out back.
Of course, Mr. Wake. You can go up there through the cell corridor.
The early morning light hurt my eyes and made my head ache. The man on the phone had said, go through the fence on the left.
Damn, boy. You've been eating your weed.
Alice's driver's license had been placed on the front seat. The caller meant business. Barry?
Ow! Ow! Thank God! Where the hell have you been? I've been trying to reach you for a week, you and Alice. I've been worried sick. I flew out yesterday. I'm here in Bright Falls.
Barry, listen to me. I'm at the sheriff's station. Come and get me. I can't talk now.
Ow! What the hell is going on?
I had to get the sheriff to let me go. I needed to get to Elderwood National Park to meet Alice's kidnappers.
Oops. Yep, manuscript pages. The dark presence in the
In
diner.
spite of its human mask, to describe the dark presence as intelligent would have implied human qualities on something decidedly inhuman. Nonetheless, it found the one spot in the diner that was dark enough. Some light spilled into the corridor, ravaging it. But it took the pain. Horrible as it was, the writer would soon fix that. He would be coming to the one place where it still had power.
Ooh, the creepy lady who gave us the keys.
A writer is a light that reveals the world of his story from darkness, shapes it from nothingness. The way a sculptor carves a statue from a block of granite. If I stop, the world I'm making dies. Darkness will reclaim it. It's a long, hard journey into the dark. Alice's life is at stake, but I can't think about that, or I'll lose it. The dread lingers at the edge of perception. I'll push on. Anything is possible here. I'll write the story. I'll save her.
Okay, that's just straight up creepy. So, the...
Marvelous, Sarah. I just wanted to settle all the damage the Anderson brothers might have inadvertently caused on their recent and regrettable little outing. They are not accountable for their actions, of course. I can assure you that my staff has been reprimanded.
Tor and Odin never caused any trouble to anyone when they were still living at their farm.
Indeed. All we can do is to slow down the progress of their dementia.
Are you feeling any better, Mr. Wake?
I'd like to leave. Am I free to go?
Well, we still need to talk about...
Am I under arrest?
No, of course not. But I need to know where you'll be staying so I can get in touch with you.
I'd avoid the motel. The Majestic is known for its roaches. The cabins at Elderwood are pretty nice, though.
That sounds perfect.
I'm Dr. Emil Hartman. I'd like to invite you to stay at Cauldron Lake Lodge.
Did you talk to my wife?
I had the pleasure of discussing your situation with her on several occasions.
Did you set something up with her?
I invited her here. My clinic is a place where...
Oh, hey!
Oh, my!
Take it easy.
Barry?
Hey, nobody move. Get your hands off of my client.
Who are you?
I'm Barry Wheeler, his agent. If you have business with Mr. Wake, you talk to me. You yokels won't know what hit you once I sick my lawyers on your asses.
No harm done, Sarah. I'm all right. I don't want to press charges.
Barry sounds like
Mr. Wake, my offer still stands.
Danny DeVito.
Get me out of here.
What the hell was that about, Al? We don't need a replay of that thing with the paparazzi. I thought they were gonna lock you up.
Short guy from
I had to
Casino.
talk to someone. I told Barry everything. He thought I was certifiable, but when he heard about the manuscript, I had him. The fact that I'd written something, even if I couldn't remember it, was enough for him. He smelled money. And he believed that Alice had been kidnapped. Anything beyond that was another story. I had a midnight appointment with the kidnapper in a place called Lover's Peak, somewhere in Elderwood National Park. The plan was to rent a cabin.
I don't like it, Al. I don't like any of it. It's not good. In fact, it's the absolute opposite of good.
Mr. Wake! Barry, you found him!
Hi, Rose.
Oh, wow. I was just thinking about you, too.
Great.
I was just bringing Rusty some coffee. He's on the balcony, looking after Max. Poor thing. I really need to go. Great to see you again, Mr. Wake. Later!
Who's Max?
What an airhead.
Jeez, Mr. Takes a swing at everybody. This is not her fault. She's a very nice girl and, more importantly, a fan. She even has a fan site dedicated to you. And she was very helpful when I was looking for you. Seriously, Al, what you were saying in the car, just listen to yourself.
Got a mammoth. Talk to Rusty.
What, you shot a guy and his body just disappeared? When was the last time you slept? What, are you high? Have you been
Wait
drinking?
here. Easy there, boy. I'm almost done.
Hey, Rusty, right? You rent cabins.
Oh, Mr. Wake. I'd shake your hand, but mine are kind of full here. Actually, I'm sorry about this. Would you mind grabbing the registration form from the desk? It's just across from Bucktooth Charlie.
Okay, sure. What happened?
Crazy poachers. Max here got his foot caught in a trap. They're illegal to use here. Hell, you're not supposed to hunt within the park at all. But that doesn't stop some lowlifes.
That was the dog that ran off last night.
Do you understand what it sounds like when you say stuff like that? Don't get me wrong, it's a good story, could be a bestseller. But when you start confusing fiction with reality, you're buying yourself a ticket to the funny farm.
Yeah, well...
Seriously,
shit's going down.
Al, you can't just go and meet a kidnapper. Those situations always end up in disaster. You gotta talk to the cops.
She's my wife, and it's my call. Can we talk about this later?
No, this whole thing is... Listen, you hit your head. I mean, geez, Al, come on. You gotta understand how crazy all this sounds. If you're trying to pull a joke on me, freak me out, it's working. Ha ha, let's have a laugh on Barry. Well, you had me going there real funny, Al. You can quit it now.
It's no joke, Barry.
I think this is the form you wanted.
And here are the keys. Okay, you're all set, Mr. Wake. Glad to have you staying here.
Thanks. Can you tell me how to get to Lover's Peak?
Oh, sure. It's at the end of the nature trail. Just follow the paths, you'll get to it eventually. It's an easy walk. Nice spot, too. If you have any trouble finding it, just keep your eyes on the radio mast. It's right below that.
Look, Al, you're asking me to believe that you shot a dude who went poof into thin air, a guy who was bulletproof until you pointed a flashlight at him. You hear that from people who end up spending time in
Bucktooth
padded
Charlie.
rooms, strapped to their beds, wearing white shirts with too long
You drone on there, Barry.
That's just crazy talk, Al. Al? Al? We should go to the sheriff or call the FBI.
Damn it, Barry, they'll kill her! This is not a goddamn debate, Barry. I'm going to Lover's Peak. He said to come alone.
Okay then. I understand. You're my best friend, and I'm worried that you're not right in the head. Tell me what to do to help, and I'll do it.
You stay here, and if I'm not back by morning, call the cavalry.
Just be careful with the natives, Al. These yokels are dangerous. Everybody hates a tourist, or it'll be Deliverance all over again.
Bless you.
No, leave the lights on. Barry needs the protection from the lights. Yeah. More batteries. Yes, always can use more batteries. And more coffee thermoses. I need a lot of coffee. Coffee. Alright. So, nature trail.
I'll wait here, Al. I'll hold down the fort. I'll be with you in spirit every step of the way, Al. Locking the door now.
Yep, that sounds like a good idea, Barry. Uh-oh. Manuscript pages. Barry doubts Wake's sanity.
Barry had never gotten along with Alice, but he knew Alan loved her with an almost frightening intensity. And now something had happened to Alice. And here was Al armed with a gun and saying things people got put in padded cells for. It was as if his friend had experienced a massive psychotic episode and was now totally disconnected from reality.
That scared the shit out of Barry. Well, Barry, it scared the shit out of me too. If I was experiencing this in real life, I don't know if I would keep quiet. Of course, then again.
Barry had the keys to the car he rented. Wasn't a long walk to the visitor center, and it wouldn't be any use to me in the forest. I knew I should have gone to the cops. This wasn't the smartest thing I'd ever done, but I was still angry with Barry for trying to talk me out of it. These people had called me right in the sheriff's station. The cops wouldn't scare them, and they had Alice.
But do they really? Okay, that creeped me out. Yeah, we just passed over into creepy zone. I don't think we're in Kansas anymore. I don't trust the birds whenever I see the birds.
The vision left me weak. This was no head injury. Rusty, damn.
Rusty, hang on! I'm coming! Please, help me! Anybody? Help me! Help me!
Where you at? Where you at?
Can you hear me? Anyone? Please help!
Hello?
Back here. I'm back here. Hey.
Mr. Wake? Oh, hell. It happened.
just the way it was on that page. I found came true. It knew. So dark. It'll come back for me. You must... The lights. In the office. I have the key.
Okay, Rusty. Hang on. I'll be right back.
This...
Whatever did this couldn't be far. Rusty had found a page from the manuscript. It would help me understand what had happened.
Where is... Well, that's the kitchen. He gave me the... Did he not give me the keys?
Shh. Good boy.
Get the lights on. Oh, in the office. So they're like a backup generator or something across. Has to be
the only way to make sure that Rusty was safe was to get the power running and the lights back on.
Oops. Pick up manuscript page. Rusty attacked by the dark presence.
The visitor center was sturdy, but the impact turned the front of the building into splinters. Rusty was thrown across the lobby like a rag doll and hit the far wall hard.
Yep. Whoops. Another manuscript page. Wake reaches a safe haven of
At
light.
the last instant, I changed direction and threw myself down. The axe splintered the trunk of a tree. I stumbled into the pool of bright light. My lungs burned. I was too exhausted to move. I tensed as I waited for the killing blow, but it never came. I raised my head. Nothing moved in the darkness beyond. For the moment, bathed in the cold light, I was safe.
The light protects you. More batteries. More ammo.
I was too late. Someone had destroyed the circuit breaker. There was no way to get the lights back on.
Rusty! Rusty!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Rusty's gone.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
No, Bucktooth is still there. Rusty's gone. Where's the dog? The dog's gone.
Please don't feed the animals. Fishing is only permitted for those visitors who purchase a park fishing license. Obey the park ranger's instructions at all times. Rusty? Rusty, no! Never. No roaches within 100 yards. Do bears and wolves never approach any other wildlife closer than 25 yards. That's us
was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Just need hunting licenses.
That'll prevent more goobly gooblies from later. Yep, Barry's gone.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Please don't feed the animals. Obey! Instructions. At all times. Fishing. Rusty, no! For those prisoners who purchase a closer than 100 yards. 2 bears and wolves. Never approach any other wildlife closer than 45 yards. Pets must be leashed. At all times. Never leave your pet unattended. It is against the law to remove any natural objects or historical artifacts from the park. Gross. This includes even rocks you may find along the river, or even simple berries.
He was a tough nut to crack. Shit. Out of ammo.
Rusty!
The ground was covered with oily patches that looked like liquid darkness.
Just need hunting licenses.
Yes, I know. Hunters need hunting licenses.
Something had torn a mammoth-sized hole in the wall.
Well, it helps with the ammo
Please
situation.
don't feed the animals. Obey! The park ranger's instructions. At all times. Fishing. Rusty is Rusty now. For those prisoners who purchase a park fishing license. Never go closer than 100 yards. 2 bears and wolves. Never approach any other wildlife closer than 45 yards. Pets must be leashed. At all times. Never leave your pet unattended. It is against the law to remove any natural objects or historical artifacts from the park. This includes even rocks you may find along the river, or even simple berries.
Okay, that's a leg cramp.
What the hell was that? I saw from the window. I saw something.
Forget about it, Barry. It's just me going crazy.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. You're not crazy. I wish you were crazy, but you're not crazy. Ow, be careful.
Stay in the cabin. Don't open the door for anyone. I mean it.
Keep the lights on. Of course, I don't know how well that's going to work with all the power being screwed up. Ooh, another manuscript page. What bad premonition do we got going on now? Rusty's final thought. Oh, okay.
In that last instant of consciousness, Rusty thought about Rose. He was older than she was. Rose was barely out of her teens, but she made him feel young and forget what a train wreck his long-dead marriage had been. He still wore the ring. He'd been waiting for her to tell him to take it off. Now she never would.
Ooh, Rusty and Rose. Poor guy. Lover's Peak. Ooh. Supply depot. I like how they just have these things sitting around with batteries and ammo in them. And the damn crows. Crows were never a good sign.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Oops. Oop, more batteries. Ah, crap.
Ah!
Another one. Run. Keep forgetting, they always have one sneak up behind you.
Lover's Peak was at the far end of the nature trail.
Yeah. I'm just gonna run over here, pick up batteries, and hoof it. Yep. I see him. Run. Yeah. Your stamina sucks, Wake. Pudgy Rider. Why did you have to be a
Lover's
Pudgy
Peak
Rider?
was at the far end of the nature trail.
Entering Moonshine Cave. Alright. So there's going to be 3 of them. 2 behind me, 1 in front. Get the 1 in front. Yep. Yep. Okay. Now we gotta make it to the light. heal up. You gotta regen some health, but not full health, I don't think. For that, we need the light. Oh, yes. Always more than one, isn't there? They can never hunt alone. They always hunt in packs. Fucking frick frocks. Move. Oh. Yeah, I'm dead. Well, I think we're gonna call that a night. I got a leg cramping up on me. So, good night, everybody.